Welcome back to another video. In today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to create a long shadow poster design. Jump into Illustrator and create a new document. We're going to File, New, and from within the new document window there's a couple of presets which we can use. So if you click the print tab, as you can see, you can select either A4, A3, or you can manually enter your own custom dimensions for whatever poster design size you want to create. Start off with the rectangle tool and just create a rectangle which fills your artboard. Make sure the rectangle's horizontally and vertically centre, and then we just want to fill the rectangle with one of the background colours. I've actually put the swatch X values next to each colour so you can use the same colours that I'm using. So we're just going to colour pick the cream colour. With the rectangle still selected, go to Object, Path, Offset Path, and we're just going to offset the path by -10mm, and this will just give us a nice border to play with. Press OK, and then without deselecting, select the I shortcut key for the eyedrop tool, and then just colour pick the red colour which we're going to use for our background. When we apply the long shadow effect to the text, we want the long shadow to fall behind the border. So we're just going to separate the border because at the moment it's a full rectangle. So we're just going to cut this middle square out from the cream background. To do that, we just select both rectangles, Shift M on the keyboard for the shape builder tool, and if you just hover over the cream shape, you can see there's a little plus symbol next to the cursor which will add to the selection. So if we just click once, reselect the border and just reapply the cream colour, and what we'll have then is two separate shapes. And before we start adding any of the text, I'm just going to make a habit of naming what our layers are. Further on down the line, when we've got a lot more elements on the page, at least we're going to know where things are. So I've just renamed the two background elements, so I'm just going to lock them into place just to stop them from moving. And then I'm going to select the type tool and I'm going to type out the first word that I'm going to use for my poster design, which is going to be RichGfx. Make this quite big, centre it, and I'm just going to change the font. Once you've got your text, just centre it within the artboard. Change the colour of our text to match the border colour, and then holding the Alt key, just click and drag a duplicate of the text to one side, and if you hold the Shift key at the same time, you can move it in a straight diagonal line, and you just want to move it off the artboard to the side. Once you've dragged it to the side, click the original text element and go to Edit, Copy. We just want to leave that sitting on the clipboard until we're ready to use it. So the next bit is we need to press W on the keyboard, which is a shortcut for the blend tool, and you want to click the first lot of text and then click the second lot of text, and what that'll do is it will make a blend. And if you double click the icon from within the toolbar, you can actually specify the different settings for the blend, and you want to make sure it's set to specified steps, and you want to use around 250 to 500 steps just so we get a nice clean line where the two elements blend together, and then just press OK. Once the blend's been made, we just need to go to Object, Blend, and then Expand. And while everything is still selected, and within the Pathfinder tool, we just want to unite all them shades together. And depending on how many blend steps you've created, when we unite all this into one shape, it might take a little bit long. Once Illustrator has finished doing its thing, we should now have a single shape. And what we want to do is we just want to remove the two text elements. We can just select them from within the layers window and just hit the delete key. Fill the blend shape with the blue colour, and then just go to Edit, Paste in Place, which will paste the original text element above our blend element. If you want to add any more text elements to the poster, you can just repeat the exact same process. Now I've got my two long shadow elements, we can just move all these up and start putting together the rest of our poster design. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a clipping mask to hide the overlapping elements. And to do that, select the rectangle tool and create a new rectangle over the top of everything else. The two shadow layers, we just want to group them together. And then while them are selected, hold the shift key and select the rectangle layer that we just created, and then right click and go to make clipping mask. Once we've created the clipping mask, we just need to move this down underneath our cream border layer but above the red background layer. And what that'll do is it will just frame the effect. All that's left to do now is just start adding the other text elements to the poster design. And that's it for this one. Hopefully you learned something new. If you did, great. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and don't forget to drop a comment down below. I'll see you all in the next one.